So in today's video, we're going to talk about how I made 6 figures at 17 years old, helping my wealthy clients get even richer and even wealthier. And this year in 2025, I'm on track to do multi 6 figures. And yeah, here's just proof of what I've done all the time, which is equivalent to 117,000 USD. And by the time you're watching this, it's already gone past 100K in pounds, and I'm probably way more than that by the time you're watching. So yeah, and this is all thanks to my personal brand right here that's allowed me to collect payments like this and, get this all-time gross revenue at just 17 years old thanks to my personal brand over here. You might be asking, what the hell do I even do in the first place? So I help 6 to 8 figure clients get consistent revenue growth, higher quality leads, reduce sales cycles, and build brand around their business. And as you can see here, I've done that for many of my clients. I've taken one of my clients from 13K followers to 123K followers, and I've just worked with tons and tons of, huge entrepreneurs, and I've gotten them great results here. Now let's go back to the video. Now, what is the real opportunity, you might be asking, in 2025, right? So in 2025, your personal brand is simply your greatest asset. So if you look at Alex Hormozi, right, he's the face of Acquisition.com. Grant Cardone, he's the face of 10X. Gary Vee, he's the face of VaynerMedia. And all these huge business owners are the face of their businesses. Now, even people like Ray Dalio, who's already a multi-billionaire, he's now growing his personal brand on Instagram himself, right? He's getting in front of people, he's nurturing people, and he's building his brand around his business, right? So if you're watching this in the position you're in, why aren't you the face of your personal brand, right? You simply have to be in 2025. But now let's get into why, right? Why do you need to be the face of your brand? It's because we're simply in a trust recession. If you look at this stat here, which I thought was just so insane, it was so true at the same time. Trust in America is at an all-time low. So it's just been going down and down and down and down and down. And it's just going to keep on getting lower, right? People are trusting people less and less. And let's just look at some stats here again, right? Established leaders not trusted that tells the truth. 61% for government leaders, 60% for business leaders, and 60%, yeah, who cares about that one? But this would fall under us, right? This is what affects us. 61% business leaders. That's crazy, right? And it says here, are purposely trying to mislead people by saying things they know are false or gross exaggerations. So this means 60% of people in America just don't trust business leaders. And that's going to be a huge problem for your business. And this is because consumers are just skeptical due to scams and oversaturation in the market. And people buy from people they trust now and relate to, right? They don't just buy from anyone they see an ad off of. Let's uncover how some business owners are just using their brand as a money tap by just posting stories or reaching out to people and they buy immediately, right? So how are they actually doing this? That's because they understand the journey of a buyer on your page, right? And I call this the content to trust funnel. And this is a very simple strategy to turn cold leads into warm leads ready to buy. So I'll first run you through all the stages here and I'll provide you examples here. If you're still here and you're watching this video, you clearly care about your business and you're clearly not one of those other people that just skipped watching the video because they couldn't, they weren't entertained, right? So the first journey of a buyer, it all starts from the first impression, right? So your reel shows up on their page. Now, once the first impression comes, this is where you need to start building familiarity. Now, a big problem that people face when it comes to building familiarity is that they might like your content, but they still don't trust you enough to engage. Right? I know that probably when you're on your own Instagram feed, you don't immediately follow someone the first time you see them, right? You need to see a couple of videos and then you follow them, right? Because you just don't know, oh, is this person worth following or not? So you gotta obviously consume more to tell. And yeah, so basically, and this is where content repetition builds recognition and slowly warms them up to your brand, right? This is why after a couple of videos, you then follow someone, right? You don't follow someone the second you see them. You need to warm up to them. You need to see them as someone that's worth following. Then after, they're building familiarity with you, maybe they are deciding to follow you or not, this is where it's their decision to engage further, right? So this is the whole make or break process. They either decide to follow you or just keep scrolling. So basically you just get left in the dust. Like I said before, people rarely follow you the first time they see you. So Again, this is where you need to really be posting consistent content to keep yourself top of mind, right? If you're just posting one video, you come across to someone once and then you stop posting videos, well then you're done, right? You're obviously not going to get leads again. After the decision to engage further, now comes trust building. This is probably one of the most key factors in the whole funnel. Now, the problem that people face is that they try to build trust, but they post the complete wrong type of stuff, right? So without evidence or any social proof, they will question your authority and they'll be like, wait a minute, does this guy actually even do what he says? Now, you might not think people say that, but you subconsciously do it yourself when you judge other people, right? You think to yourself, oh, is this guy actually making that much money? Like, is this guy actually even doing that successful for himself, right? Before you even decide to take them seriously. So without evidence or social proof, they question your authority and they just think you're an idiot if they don't, actually see you as an authority. And they'll only see you as an authority with social proof, right? So for example, share client results, testimonials, proof of expertise, and yeah, just to solidify trust through that. So here's some way I do it, right? So for example, in this video, I did a client case study. So I went over how I took one of my clients from 13K to 90,000 followers in a video, and I broke it down. So this made my viewers see me as an authority figure, and they were like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. So I did that in this reel here. Now, in this Instagram story, Instagram stories is probably the best way to build a connection with your audience. So for example, again, I was also leveraging a client result here, how I took my client from 13K followers, the same client I did here, to now over like 90K followers in just only like literally 1 month. Another one of our different clients that we got 4 million impressions, average reach per day was literally 13,000, profile views 57K. So again, another client result I leveraged. And then another client result of my client, how I helped him book multiple calls this week. Another one of my clients saying he's also getting numerous DMs for his offer. So it's really, really simple, right? When you just start to really leverage case studies, testimonials, and prove your expertise through content to solidify your trust. Now, these first 4 steps here can seem a little bit complicated, so just DM me if you need any help or have any questions about, how to scale your offer through content, what type of content you need to be creating, and all that type of stuff. So, no matter who you are, just feel free to DM me. I will try my best to respond to you and get you an answer to your question immediately. So, any confusion you have, it's all good. Just DM me and I'll help you out there. So, okay, now let's get into the even more important step, right? So once you build trust, which is probably the most important part of the funnel, you then need to build the emotional connection, right? Now that trust is growing, they still need that deeper connection to actually become loyal, right? Now, you might trust Alex Hormozi, right? So for example, if you're watching a lot of Alex Hormozi's content, you might trust him, but you're not loyal towards him, right? You don't feel attached to him. You don't feel, oh, Alex is my guy, right? You don't feel that way like you might do with other people or other content creators. So this is what gets people to buy, right? Like, just trust alone is not going to get people to buy, but the emotional connection they feel with you and the connection they feel with you to become loyal, that is what makes them want to reach out to you, right? So the biggest thing to build an emotional connection with your audience is making them feel that what they want to achieve is possible, right? So they might think the results you've achieved for them is impossible. So for example, maybe with me, right? I'm at 50,000 followers, right? And with a lot of my clients, when they first come to me, they're literally at like 1,000, even 500 followers. And for me, the gap between us is so big, so they don't even think they should reach out to me, right? This is your audience. Let's say that you're a high ticket coach and you help people scale from 50K a month to 100K a month, right? And if you're that coach and you're doing like 500K a month, right? These people that are doing like 50K a month, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know, is this guy going to take me seriously? He's already too far ahead of me. I don't think he's going to even care about me, or I don't think he even knows my situation, right? Why so many people don't feel comfortable reaching out to really big creators. And not to say I'm a really big creator, like I'm just saying in general, right? Like you probably experienced this yourself. Instead, what you want to be doing is bridging the gap, right? So showcase the results of where you used to be so you can bridge the gap and show relatability. So for example, right, this is your audience and this is you. Now, you want your audience to think it's very easy to get to you, and you want to make it feel very relatable, right? So for example, you could start talking about how you also had no idea what to do when your life started, right? Then you could talk about how you first purchased your first camera 8 years ago and started learning a valuable skill. Then you can start talking about how you started to build your personal brand, then talk about how you started to sell digital products, and then start teaching the skill, right? So you want to go all the way from telling them how you were literally in the same position as them, so they feel like, oh, wait, what the hell? This guy actually can help me then, right? This guy was in the exact same position as me. That means he actually knows what to do for me. A huge reason that people don't reach out to you sometimes is because they think that you're so far ahead of them that you don't even know what their situation is about. Now, when you're in your own business, I'm sure you've also thought about that with other clients. You think clients think that of you as well, right? So that's why it's so important to give that bridge for them to connect towards you. Now, once you've got all of this set up here, it'll be very easy for you to start making money now, right? This is where you need to start making money. Once you have these 5 steps locked in, this is how all these business owners here master making money from their content, right? Because they first dial in these 5 things, then they do this. Now here comes a part where you're turning warm leads into paying clients, right? So you want to use outreach, because a lot of the times, right, with these first 5 steps, it's great, right? You can get in lots of inbound leads. People will always naturally take steps themselves. But a lot of the times, even with trust built out, a lot of people, maybe even sometimes most people, well, definitely most people, right, they won't take the first step unless you guide them to it, right? This means you need to outreach to every single qualified lead that's commenting on your videos, that's viewing your stories and follows you, right? For example, right, when someone's commenting on your video and needing a free asset, that means they have a problem in their business, right? Boom, that's a potential client right there. And obviously check if they're in your ideal client profile. If they're viewing your stories actively, that is a complete warmed up lead and you need to be messaging them. And then, if they're following you, again, they clearly see the value in you. They clearly like what you say, and they clearly see you as an expert to follow you. Again, that's another warm lead right there. So the key to appointment setting and starting these conversations in your DMs is you just have to make it sound like a conversation, like 2 friends talking. If you start to sound salesy, they will leave you on scene. And even with my appointment setting, I have an appointment setter that's managing my DMs, but I'm also in my DMs a lot of the times texting the people there. You know why? Because that's how you actually make money, right? That is how you actually build relationships with a person across the phone that is potentially going to give you their hard-earned money, right? You have to be in the DMs yourself as well. You're staying fresh, actually DMing people, and get that lead flow going. But obviously, having an appointment setter is probably the number one thing you should be doing. Now, once you combine these 6 steps that I said here, getting in front of them, building familiarity, making them, feel like they need to watch your content, and then building trust with them. So showing them that you're actually the authority figure, you know what you're talking about. And then the emotional connection. So the trust is growing. And this is where you need to bridge the gap, build that emotional connection with them, make them see you as a relatable figure. And then this is where you need to turn the warm leads into paying clients. Right? Sometimes people will take action themselves, but most importantly, you need to also be DMing them and booking in appointments for yourself. Now, the good thing with this is that I help my 6 to 8 figure clients build this exact formula. My team and I literally go into their business, go into their content, and we do this whole 6-step content system for them, right? We build out their whole content strategy, we execute on their content strategy, and we manage their whole content strategy. And then we also place in proven appointment setters to start messaging all the leads that we get our clients, right? So if you're one of those 6 to 8 figure entrepreneurs and you want us to help you and grow and scale your personal brand and turn it into a lead machine, then you can just simply click the first link in the description below. But I also understand that a lot of you guys might, again, find this confusing. So again, like I said before in the video, my DMs are open to anyone watching my videos. So if you have any questions about scaling your offer through content, what type of content you need to be creating, how to make money from your content, and maybe I could even do a free profile audit on your videos, Yeah, just message me on Instagram. I'll get back to you. Subscribe for more so you can learn more about content, and see you in the next video, my friends.